Welcome, participants, to this webinar to learn more about NAHAD's newest value partner, APPI Energy, which provides NAHAD members with data-driven energy procurement solutions, which will help to reduce your operational expenses and save your company on energy costs. I'm happy to introduce Jane Seagraves, the Business Development Director with APPI Energy. And my name is Beth Hiltebeitel. I'm with NAHAD. Thank you very much. Jane?
Great. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. And I appreciate those that are on the call as well. As I like to say, I like to be brief, be bright, and then be gone. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit about what our services are and how we can help NAHAD members, again, as Beth mentioned, reduce their energy expenses. And so where we work primarily, we work in the procurement space for both electricity and natural gas. So we are not about how to reduce your demand or your consumption, but we are about how to reduce the amount that you're paying for your consumption. So that's, in a nutshell, kind of the space that we work in. And the membership benefits are we provide customized solutions for each individual member based on their energy needs, their internal timing, and what their procurement policies are. We have access to over, actually now it's, I believe, up to 54 vetted and approved competitive suppliers across the United States. And a note there is that there are over 200 suppliers in the United States of both electricity and natural gas. And we have reviewed about 125 of them. So there are many that we have looked at and we have decided not to work with. We get phone calls every week, I would say, from suppliers that want to work with us and want to engage you as a member, and it may be their financials or their customer service. There may be just some things that don't meet our standards, and we choose not to work with them. So that in and of itself is a great benefit for the members. For our services, there is no upfront cost or obligation. The recommendations regarding when to buy your energy and what contract length would be the best for you, we provide you that through our data-driven consulting services, and I'll share with you a few of those charts that we can look at and really analyze your usage. We have extensive data analytics and, of course, vast transaction experience. We are in the market every single day, all day long. That's what we do. And when we go to market, when we structure an RFP for the member and we go to market, those suppliers know that they're competing against each other. So they are going to sharpen their pencil, and that's a huge benefit for you. We have a proprietary database that provides energy price trends and forecast, and it's a simple process and a minimal time commitment. Quite frankly, what we request of the member, or what we need from the member in order to get started, is a copy of their recent bill, and we ask them to sign what's called a utility usage request form, and that's it, and we do the rest. So we need 1 month's copy of your bill and to sign that form, and we'll take care of the rest. From that, we'll be able to go to the go to your utility and get your usage for a year, and then we'll structure the RFP and submit that out to bid to, again, the 50 or so suppliers in the market. And we advocate for you, and we never work for the utilities or the suppliers. So we always have your best interest in mind. And then what we do specifically for you to take advantage of your membership program, APPI Energy is going to analyze your energy usage and your needs. We will submit the RFP, as I mentioned, to the multiple suppliers. We then are going to negotiate on your behalf. If it's price that we're negotiating, and of course that's the biggest thing that we negotiate, but there's also contract conditions that you may not want in the contract, or different things like that, and we would review all of those contracts with you to be sure that you're understanding all of them, and how long they're going to be for, and things like that. So keep in mind, the contract that I'm talking about, the contract is going to be between you, the member, and the energy supplier. There's no contract between you, the member, and APPI Energy. The contract, again, is between you and the supplier. We just help to get you in the best contract and contract term. We would then evaluate the RFP results once they come back, make recommendations based on the combination of price, also contract term, and when the new supply would start. And then, of course, we have a customer service team that maintains the customer service excellence. So we have what I like to call the bat phone to all of the different suppliers and to all of the different utilities. I often say, you can call Verizon yourself, or you can let us do it. And, again, through the relationships that we have certainly been able to help a lot of folks if some things have come up while they're under contract with us. And then we're going to manage the supply transition. It's a seamless transition. Your computers are still going to work. The machinery is still going to work. There will not be interruption in your service whatsoever. We would then monitor your account and contract performance to make sure that you are indeed getting billed what you contracted to be billed at. And so that's another service that we offer. And then we'll identify future opportunities. So if you are in a contract today and that contract doesn't expire, I'll say, till 2019, we can be in the market for you today, negotiating a contract for you today in today's low market prices that will begin when your current contract expires in 2019. So that's a great advantage to be in the market early, especially as low as the market has been. It's a great way for you to take full opportunity and really see the vast difference in prices that are out there. So I always encourage our members, don't wait until your contract is about to expire, because at that point you're under the gun. And so take your time and let us get into the market for you and just take a look to see what could be beneficial for you. And then the next, this is a map, obviously, of the U.S. and where we work. So the United States, the total United States, is deregulated for both electricity and natural gas. It's up to the state to determine whether or not they want deregulation. And as you can see, the green states are the states that are deregulated for both electricity and natural gas. I typically, when you look at it, it's basically D.C. north all the way up to Maine, with the exception of Vermont along the East Coast. And then it's PA, Ohio, Illinois, and Texas. The blue states are deregulated for natural gas, and we can work with you in those states for just natural gas. to see if we can get a better competitive price for you. We have some members from other associations who are large consumers of natural gas and their production, and have been able to work in, quite frankly, Colorado and Iowa and all over the United States. And then the gray markets, I'm going to tell you, they are deregulated for both electricity and natural gas. However, they're really only competitive in the natural gas realm. So they're not competitive in the electricity side of the business. But technically they are deregulated. But again, if you're located there, I really can't help. We can't help you with natural gas. Electricity, only natural gas. And the next chart is really where the rubber meets the road. After we've gotten a copy of your bill and you've signed the utility usage request form, we then structure the RFP, send the RFP out, and we tell the suppliers that we want pricing back on June 22nd at 10 a.m. And all the suppliers bring back their pricing on June 22nd at 10 a.m. That way it's truly an apples-to-apples comparison because it's the same market, it's in the same day, and all of the prices that we get back include all of the same components. And we definitely make sure of that because and I often say you can do this yourself because it's not rocket science, but most likely the suppliers aren't going to react as quickly to you as they do with us because we do have that relationship. And again, we are sending them, hundreds of deals a week, and so they know that this is a large, opportunity for them. So they really do sharpen their pencil. This particular example here is an example in the PICO service territory, which is the Philadelphia area in Pennsylvania, and these are the different prices that we're seeing. So you can see we see a 12-month price here from AEP all the way up to 6.8, almost 7 cents, and then we see a nice sweet spot price there at Spark at a 25-month. Typically, the contract terms are 12, 24, and 36 months, but we also like to look at all of the sweet spots that the different suppliers have because, again, you could get a much better price on a 25-month contract or a 42-month contract as we see here. So this is the value that we provide to you. So if you're a manufacturer, and I'll say that you use 1 million kWh a year, and we can save you a penny on your price, that equates to $10,000 a year. And then if you sign a 3-year contract, that's $30,000. That's real money going directly to your bottom line. And so that's what we do, and we certainly work hard in that regard to help you with that. So the other thing that these prices provide you is not only a lower price than the utility or the contract that you're currently in, but it also provides you with budget certainty. So if you do sign a 25-month contract with Spark, you're going to know that month after month after month, your electricity price for your supply is going to be 5.957 cents. So that definitely provides you with nice budget certainty. And when I mentioned the supply, I just want to back up a little bit and let you know that in deregulation, we can work on the supply side. That is the actual juice that you use in technical terms. Not really, but so we can help you on that side, The distribution side is still regulated. So the poles and the pipeline and all of those things are still regulated by your utility. So we can't help on that side. But typically, if you look at your bill, about 75% of your bill is that supply, okay? So that's where we can help. And the next chart I wanted to share is the PJM wholesale settlement market. PJM stands for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland. That's the grid that I just looked at here, and we've been tracking that for many, many, many years. And this is a 10-year look back as to what the market has been doing. And you can see back in 2008, we had the market speculation. Of course, all of the markets in the United States were overinflated and, of course, crashed. And we're still, in some ways, reeling in that. And then we had a low point in the market in May of 2012. The polar vortex hit the East, well, it really hit the United States, quite frankly, in January of 2014. And what happened there was, first of all, it was the highest ever recorded prices of electricity in over 100 years that it's been recorded. And if you were on a variable rate product, or if you were just still with a utility and had not gotten into a fixed contract, what we saw was large manufacturers literally in 1 month, their entire electricity budget was gone for the year. It was gone in 1 month. So it certainly was crippling for not only businesses but also homeowners, quite frankly. That was all over the news at the time. And then the market spiked up again a bit, but and now we've really seen the market maintain a very low price. So that's a great way for you to take advantage of it. The next chart I'm going to show you is the natural gas market. And the natural gas market, actually the electricity market follows the natural gas market. However, with natural gas, it's not as sharp of a curve because we can store natural gas. So there is the opportunity to be able to store it. We did see an increase, of course, and the market has come down in May of 16, and now today as well, we're seeing historical low prices in natural gas. And I mentioned the database that we use. What we have is we have a database of, I want to say, 300 million price points or something along those lines. And again, this is in electricity specifically. But we can drill all the way down to your specific utility to see what prices have been doing. And that is a good indicator of what prices are going to do in the future. So what we see here is that I just use a percent change. So the zero was, I'll say that was a start price of maybe it was 8 cents in the PICO territory. And you can see that over the last 2 years, the prices are coming down quite substantially. In fact, if you were to see the spread, it went up about 2% and then has come back down about 12%. So the total spread over the last couple of years has really been, actually over the last year, has been about a 14% spread. And if you're consuming a lot of energy, that's a big difference. That's a lot of savings for you. And then what we look at from the data that we capture, we can then, through our algorithms, look at what we anticipate future prices to be doing. And you can see here that the shorter term contracts at 12 months, they're showing them to be a little bit higher than the longer term contracts up until about October of 18, and then we see the longer-term contracts getting more expensive than the shorter-term contracts. And again, this is an indication. It's not the same exact numbers that we would see with your RFP once that comes back, your pricing proposal. And then what I'd like to show you as well is, as I mentioned, we get all this pricing back, and I kept these charts here in the PICO, same utility, same service territory, again, the Philadelphia region. But when we get prices in, and they come in every day, we see a huge spread in the prices that do come in, just like we saw in the actual proposal that I shared with you. So back, I'll just use May of 17, we had prices in at maybe 6.2 all the way up to maybe 7.8, which that's almost a 2-cent difference. And as you recall, if you use 1 million kWh and we save you a penny, that's $10,000 to your bottom line. In this case, it would be almost $20,000 to your bottom line for a 1-year contract. The red line, the red dotted line, of course, is the average of the benchmark prices that we get. And as I said before, you can do this yourself, but you may only be talking to the suppliers that are at the high side of this chart, and you could be leaving a lot of money on the table if you're doing that. And the next chart really is, it's just, I wanted to share, this is a unique tool that is available for NAHAD members through our website, and this is for electricity prices, and it is a price finder where you can go in and look at actual prices that, and actually they're updated every day at 11 o'clock for your particular utility. Again, that holds for any deregulated, electricity deregulated state or utility. So it's a really neat tool to be able to just go in and click and see what's going on with prices. And that's really what I had to share with you today. I'd certainly welcome any questions if anyone has any questions.
Yes, Jane?
Yes.
Are all suppliers in every market?
No, that's a good question. No, they're not. So, for instance, we have some suppliers that are in the Texas market but aren't in the New Jersey market. Or, you know, so it just really depends. In fact, I've got a supplier right now, and what another nice thing that we help with is that we have suppliers that are just in the Mid-Atlantic markets, for instance, but then I just recently did a pricing proposal for a manufacturer in Illinois, and that supplier showed up on my pricing proposal unbeknownst to me that they were entering the Illinois market. So, and they are hungry for market share, so their price beat anybody. And they're a great supplier, but they're just entering that market. So, and again, they're very hungry, so it's perfect for those folks.
Okay. And so how does the new supplier then interact with our current supplier, which is APPI Energy? I mean, we're currently being billed by APPI, and so I'm thinking somebody else is going to take over the billing. Is that how that's going to work, or?
And who is speaking? I'm sorry.
This is Lori in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Yeah. So APPI then would be your utility, and what would happen is if you contract with another supplier, then that supplier will make sure that that natural gas, is there at the utility to be distributed to you.
Okay.
And we have a natural gas team that works specifically in the natural gas world, because it is a bit different than electricity. And what we find in some markets is we will do the tariff analysis, and we'll do all of the analysis ahead of time, and we'll put it out for competitive bid. And there are times where, and this is for electricity as well, there are times when we're going to tell you, you know what, you're better off with the utility. So you should stay with the utility. And let us continue to monitor the market, and we'll see if there's opportunity in the future. But that's what our consulting team does every day. And so they would work with the utility and getting that transition to happen.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Anybody have any other questions?
Okay.
Well, great. I appreciate your time today and look forward to working with you. And of course, my contact information is there. And if you have any other questions, by all means, reach out to me, and we can move it along.
Thank you, Jane, and thank you for those that participated today. And for further information, please also visit the NAHAD.org website and click on the Value Partners and click on APPI Energy to learn more information and contact information there as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.